2024 is rapidly coming to a close, and all of the music related channels here on YouTube have done their top 10 of the year. But in this video, I'm going to do something a little bit different. I'm just going to go through all of the new albums that I bought on a physical format this year. And I'm going to be going through all of those in chronological order. So, you ready? I'm ready. Let's do this. Kicking things off is the third full-length album from American dark wave duo Twin Tribes. This is Pendulum, released on January 26 via Beso de Muerte Records. I became a fan of these guys thanks to their 2019 album Ceremony, and this is pretty much a continuation of that. It has cavernous atmosphere, gloomy yet seductive vocals, 80s style synthesizers, and some icy sounding guitar lines. Taking a look at the vinyl variant that I got, it is heavy black splatter on clear, limited to 300 copies. There's the label right there, pretty cool. Also included is an insert, sorry about the glare, but it has the logo on one side, and it has lyrics and credits and pictures of the duo on the other side. Favorites on this record include Another Life, Monolith, Cauldron of Thorns, and Temperance. If you're into dark, danceable 80s synth pop in the vein of Joy Division / New Order and Depeche Mode, then you should definitely check out Twin Tribes. Next is the 8th studio album from American trad metal band Haunt. This is Dreamers, released by Church Recordings and Iron Grip Records. This came out on March 1st. It was a Bandcamp exclusive. Classic old school heavy metal in the vein of bands like Iron Maiden, Saxon, Judas Priest, Accept, 80 Scorpions. This band hails from Fresno, California, which is my neck of the woods. So I'm always happy to support a local group that plays the kind of music that I actually want to listen to. As for the variant, I got a picture disc. And this was also my reward for being a Patreon subscriber. Also came with an insert. There's the picture of the band. Lyrics on the other side. Favorites on this one include Serenade, the opening track. Locked Out. Steel Mountains is definitely my favorite. And this version of the album actually comes with a cover of the song Send Me an Angel, which was originally by a group called Real Life. It's an old 80s synth pop tune. Translates very, very well to a heavy metal track. Next up is the 6th studio album from American blackened speed metal band Midnight. This is Hellish Expectations, released on Metal Blade Records on March 8th. Dirty, sleazy, ugly rock and roll. That's how I like it, and that's why I love Midnight, and that's why I was really excited for this release. This album in particular is a little bit more punky than the last couple of records they put out. Kind of harkens back to the old days of their first EPs and demos. Final variant for this one is Marbled Metallic. Metal Blade logos. Gotta love it. Also comes with an insert with lyrics on one side. Midnight logo on the back with credits. Favorites on this one include Expect Total Hell, Dungeon Lust, Nuclear Savior, and FOAL. You figure it out what that stands for. This is definitely one of my favorite records of this past year. It gets in, it kicks ass, it leaves. And what makes this even sweeter is I got to see these guys in action when they toured with legendary Canadian speed metal band Exciter. March 8th also saw the release of the 19th studio album from legendary heavy metal band Judas Priest. This is Invincible Shield, released by Epic Records. I ended up getting this on CD because I couldn't justify paying the amount for the vinyl version. And for that amount of money, it should have came with the 3 bonus tracks. So the deluxe edition of the CD, it was. I don't think I can add anything else to the conversation when it comes to this album. I mean, it is incredible. As such, it's kind of hard to pin down just 3 favorite tracks on this record. I mean, Panic Attack, The Serpent and the King, the title track, Devil in the Skies. Another one that I really like is Trial by Fire. The bonus tracks aren't really essential, but I like getting my money's worth. It's incredible that a band that has been together for half a century is still making awesome metal music. 2018's Firepower was a tough act to follow, but Priest proved that they were up to the task, and they did it. Next up is the ninth studio album from American stoner metal band High on Fire. This is Cometh the Storm, released on April 19th through MNRK Heavy. So it had been 6 years since the band's last album, Electric Messiah, and in all honesty, Cometh the Storm blows it away. This is a 2 LP set, and the vinyl variant that I got was this, I guess you might call it galaxy color. It's pretty cool. And the jacket is a gatefold with lyrics and credits. Favorites on this one include Burning Down, the title track. The track that follows that, I'm not sure how to pronounce that, but it's a Middle Eastern tinged instrumental. And also Hunting Shadows, killer song. Next is the fifth studio album from American doom metal band Pallbearer. This is Mind Burns Alive, sorry about the glare. This was released on May 17th through Nuclear Blast Records. I've been a fan of these guys since 2014's Foundation of Burden, so anytime they put out a record, I'm always excited for it. This is a different sort of record than their previous albums in that they've brought in some more influences that stretches their sound out a little bit more, but it's still heavy, still sad, and it's a beautiful sounding record to listen to. Final variant for this one is Orange. Bought this through the band's Bandcamp. This may be 2 LPs, but it's only a single jacket, but it does come with a 4-page booklet, which I know that's very, very hard to see. It does include lyrics and credits. Favorites on this one include Where the Light Fades, Signals, and Endless Place. So kudos to this Arkansas band for not being content with standing still and just turning out the same old thing. Next is the third studio album from American doom metal band Crypt Sermon. This is The Stygian Rose, released on June 14th through Dark Descent Records. This was my entry point in the band. I don't remember if it was recommended to me personally or what, but it took a little while for me to get into it. But this is a fantastic mix of traditional and doom metal. It's an exciting record throughout. It's a dramatic record at times, and it's a lot of fun. Variant for this one is Translucent Orange. Love the labels on these, by the way. It's amazing artwork on this record. I mean, the red foil on the cover. This is also a gatefold with pictures of the band. Also inside is a booklet that has credits and lyrics to the songs. And we also have a poster. Favorite songs on this record are Glimmers in the Underworld, The Scrying Orb, and the title track. So what started out as a mild curiosity turned into one of my favorite records of the year. I am totally a fan of these guys, and I can't wait to see them live, too. Highly recommended. Next is the seventh studio album from Canadian extreme metal band Kitty. This is Fire, released on June 14th through Sumerian Records, and Fire is exactly that. This was another hotly anticipated one for me, as this is the first album from them since 2011's I Failed You. And after a 13-year absence, these ladies have not lost their fire. Vinyl variant for this one is, appropriately enough, red, yellow, and orange. Also comes with an inner sleeve with lyrics and credits on one side. And you got some more awesome artwork on the reverse. Favorites on this one, I Still Wear the Crown, Vultures, Eyes Wide Open, and especially We Are Shadows. Kitty are one of the very few bands from the turn of the millennium that I still listen to, and after 13 years, it's great to see them back on the scene again, and this is definitely their best work since 2001's Oracle. Next is the fifth studio album from American black and thrash metal band Wraith. This is Fueled by Fear, released on June 28th via Prosthetic Records. I became a fan of these guys after listening to their previous album, which was 2021's Undo the Chains. So I was excited to hear a new one from these guys, and they didn't disappoint at all. Favorites on this one include the title track, Code Red, Ice Cold Bitch, and Heathen's Touch. I bought the CD at the merch table when I saw the band play live this past summer. Really cool guys, really awesome show. And the reason why I bought it on CD is because I also wanted their third album, Absolute Power. And plus, it was easier to pack on the return journey home. Next up is the third studio album from Canadian black metal band Spectral Wound. This is Songs of Blood and Mire, released on August 23rd through Profound Lore Records. Totally went into this record blindly, and I enjoyed every minute of it. It's pure black metal with a little bit of production value, but it is just entertaining throughout. First off, this is a gatefold record. There's a picture of the band. Awesome. I also went with classic black for this one, obviously. Also included is this booklet here, which has lyrics and pictures of the band. Some more artwork here. Kind of oddly shaped for a booklet, but that's fine by me. So favorites on this one include the opener Fevers and Suffering, Aristocratic Black Metal, and the Horn Marauding. So like I said, went into this record with no expectations, and I loved what I heard, and I decided after the first listen that this was definitely going to be a physical pickup. Next up is the fourth studio album from American black and speed metal band Bewitcher. This is Spell Shock, released on September 27th through Century Media Records. Bewitcher are one of my very favorite bands right now, so this was the most anticipated record for me this year. So with this one, I went with the classic black. There you go. We also have a two-sided insert with the lyrics on one side and the credits and pictures of the band on the back. Also, this is a gatefold record. Check that out. How cool is that? Favorites on this one include Starfire Maelstrom, the title track, Out Against the Law, Seasons of Foul Harvest, We Die in Dust. It's hard to pick just a couple because this whole record is a lot of kick-ass, fun rock and roll music. Definitely check it out. Next is the fourth studio album from American progressive death metal band Blood Incantation. This is Absolute Everywhere, released on October 4th, also through Century Media Records. I know this is like totally a trendy record that everybody's gushing over, but I don't care about that. I absolutely love this record. I mean, to take progressive death metal and 70s prog and ambient electronic music and be able to meld these together not only takes a bit of genius, but also takes some balls as well. A 1 LP set with gatefold. Wow. This is why I love vinyl, folks. Vinyl variant for this is a translucent red. Don't remember the exact name of it, but there are the labels right there. We also get a two-sided insert with lyrics and photos and credits on one side, band photo on the other. And we also have a really big poster. You don't get all these extra goodies with digital, folks. No way. Only 2 side-length tracks on this album. The first one, The Stargate, is side A, and side B is The Message. Favorite moments would have to be The Stargate Tablet 1 and 2, and The Message Tablet 3. This album is an astonishing piece of work, and it deserves all the accolades for what it's achieved. Next up is the second full-length album from American death doom band Mother of Graves. This is The Periapt of Absence, released on October 18th via Profound Lore Records. I give credit to Matt over at the Accusation Network for pointing me in the direction of this album, and after that first listen on Spotify, it was like, okay, automatic purchase right there. I don't know how to explain it. It was just the combination of death growls on top of this sometimes mournful yet brutal doom metal. It just struck the right nerve. And so I had to have this one. I went with the classic black for this particular record. Check out those labels. So cool. Also included was this printed inner sleeve with lyrics on one side, more lyrics and credits, and a picture of the group. Favorites include the opening song Gallows, the title track, Upon Burdened Hands, but especially Shatter the Visage. So this was yet another record from 2024 that I went in with absolutely no knowledge or expectations and came away just absolutely loving it. These guys are awesome. And the final new album that I picked up in 2024 is the 14th studio album from legendary British alternative rock band The Cure. This is Songs of a Lost World, released here in the States via Capitol Records on November 1st. As you know, The Cure are one of my favorite bands of all time, and I have been waiting 16 long years for a new record. I'll go into a little bit more depth on this record in a future video, but for right now, I'll just say beautiful. So those were all the new albums that I bought in 2024 on a physical format. There were a couple of records that I really liked that I just didn't pick up in time to do this video. The main one being Uncle Acid and the Deadbeats. There was also Tribulation's new one, which was really good. And Unto Others, Never Neverland. That was a pretty good one too. Still, I ended up with 14 new albums, 11 on vinyl, 3 on CD. Not a bad year at all. But I'm not quite finished yet, as I have a handful of reissues that I want to share, but I'll save that for part 2 of this video. While you're waiting for that, why don't you let me know what it is that you got in 2024 on a physical format. Doesn't matter if it's vinyl, CD, cassette, or even 8-track if they still make those. Be sure and leave your list in the comments, and if you're just joining us for the first time, my name is Josh, and this is Brain Pollution, a celebration of physical media. So you all have a very safe and very happy new year, and then we'll see you in part 2.